Recording begins. Ambient sound, the second floor hallway, the fluctuating hum. A door has just closed somewhere down the corridor. This is recording 18. I'm still on the second floor. The door closed 30 seconds ago. I checked the slot beside it. The card reads unknown, status active. There is another investigator currently on this floor, and I have no information about who they are or how long they've been in the system. I'm not going toward the door. Following the sequence matters more than identifying the other record. That's the discipline this investigation has been building toward since I started reading selectively. The protocol card has 4 steps. I've completed 3. Step 4 is the southern node, and I don't know where that is yet. Finding it is the objective. Everything else on this floor is context. I'm moving back toward the stairwell. The protocol card, I'm reading it again in the hallway before I descend. 1. Records room. 2. Stairwell descent. 3. Second floor. 4. Southern node. 4 locations. 4 markers. The first 3 each had a crescent cut into the building with a number below it, and each one was in a place I had already been. I just hadn't understood the significance. The records room, the stairwell landing, this floor. The southern node should follow the same logic. It's somewhere accessible from where I've been, and the building will indicate it now that I'm registered. The archive reacted faster after step 3 completed. Registration changed something about how the building responds to me. I'm going to look for a crescent I haven't seen before. I'm at the junction. Stairwell down to my left, front room behind me, upward stair door to my right. I've been standing here more times than I can count, and I've never looked at the floor of this junction carefully. I've been eye level in this building, examining walls and shelves and catalog drawers. The markers have all been at baseboard level or floor level, and I kept finding them by accident. I'm crouching down now and moving the flashlight slowly across the floor of the junction. The floorboards here run east-west. The grain is consistent, but near the south wall, the wall that has always been a dead end, the wall I've pressed my hand against multiple times confirming it was solid, there's a board that runs perpendicular to the others. One board, different orientation, set into the floor like a patch or a repair, and cut into it facing south, a crescent. Below it, no number, just an arrow, pointing down, not down as in a direction on a map, down as in below this floor, below the landing, below wherever the stairwell stops when you follow it to the bottom. The deeper stairs. The ones I turned away from in step 2 because the protocol said step 3 came next. They weren't a detour. They were step 4, waiting. I'm on the landing from step 2. The crescent mark 2 is on the wall to my right. The stairs continuing downward are in front of me. Last time I stood here, I made the deliberate choice to turn back. The sequence required it. Now the sequence is sending me down. The stairs below the landing are different. Narrower than the flight above, the treads shorter and deeper, the kind of step that slows you down by design. The walls close in further. I can touch both sides simultaneously without fully extending my arms. The plaster gives way to stone after the 4th step. Cold, slightly damp. The building is older down here, much older. Whatever this level is, it predates the structure above it. I want to be precise about what I mean by that. The stone isn't cut in the way modern construction cuts stone. It's dressed, shaped by hand, the surface textured from tools that left marks I can feel with my fingers when I run them along the wall. This is not a basement added when the building above was constructed. This is something that was here first, and the building was built on top of it. The structure I've been investigating for months is sitting on top of something significantly older, and I've been walking over this the entire time without knowing it was here. The temperature drops steadily. By the 8th step, I can see my breath. The hum is louder. Not the cycling fluctuation of the second floor. This is a lower tone, constant, resonant. It comes through the walls and through the floor simultaneously. The whole space vibrates slightly at a frequency just below what I can fully hear. I can feel it in my chest more than I can hear it with my ears. It's been present in the building since my first visit. I've documented it in nearly every recording, but down here it has weight. It's not ambient anymore. It's directional. It's coming from somewhere further south. 12th step, 13th. The stairwell ends. I'm at the bottom. The space opens slightly, not dramatically, but enough that my shoulders no longer brush both walls. I'm in a passage, stone-walled, running approximately north-south based on my orientation from the building above. The flashlight reaches about 15 feet before the darkness absorbs it. I'm going south. The passage runs straight for what I estimate is 30 feet. The floor is stone, uneven, worn smooth in the center the way stone gets worn when many people have walked the same path repeatedly over a very long time. This passage has been used, not recently perhaps, but extensively. The wear pattern is deep, deep enough that it was made by more foot traffic than one investigator or two or six. Whatever the archive has been doing down here, it has involved people moving through this passage in numbers I can't account for from the cards upstairs. Something on the floor, I almost stepped on it, a catalog card, face up, plain white, archive stock, the familiar ruled lines. It's not damaged, no moisture, no wear. It was placed here recently, or fell here recently. It didn't drift. The passage has no air movement. I'm picking it up. Under subject, unknown. Under status, active. Under location, southern node, approach. That's all. No dates, no additional notation. This card came from the second floor. The format matches the investigator cards in the slots. Someone carried it down here, removed it from a slot or brought it as a reference, and either dropped it or left it deliberately. It didn't fall. The card is face up, centered in the worn path. Someone placed it here, either as a marker for themselves to find their way back, or as a signal for whoever came after. I'm keeping it. I'm continuing south. The passage widens gradually over the next 20 feet. The stone walls give way to something older, brick, hand-laid, irregular. The hum intensifies. I can feel it in my back teeth now, a low sustained vibration that makes it slightly difficult to focus. And then the passage ends. I'm at the junction. It's not a room. The brief I've been working from in my own notes called it a node, and that's exactly right. It's a point where paths meet, not a space designed for occupancy. Slightly wider than the corridors that feed into it. Stone floor, brick walls, ceiling low enough that I instinctively want to duck, even though I clear it by several inches. 4 corridors branch from the center. I entered from the north. The other 3 run east, west, and south. On the east wall, mounted at eye level, a map. Not large, maybe 2 feet by 3 feet, mounted directly onto the brick without a frame. Paper, old, protected by a thin sheet of something transparent. I'm moving closer. It's the grid. But not the version I've been carrying. This is the original, I can tell immediately because the scale is different. My copy covers roughly a 6-block area centered on 47 Marginal Road. This map covers the entire city, maybe more than the city. The grid lines extend to the edges of the paper in every direction without stopping. And the intersection points, there are dozens of them, each one marked with a small symbol. Not all crescents, different symbols for different intersections. A system of categorization I don't recognize. I'm studying the symbols. The crescent marks appear at roughly every 5th or 6th intersection, not randomly placed, but in a pattern I can't immediately read. Other symbols appear between them, something that looks like a divided circle, something that looks like 2 parallel lines, something I can't identify at all. Each symbol type appears to cluster in certain regions of the map. The crescent symbols cluster here, in this part of the city. The divided circle symbols cluster further north. Whatever the symbols indicate, they're geographic. Different archive properties corresponding to different locations. Point 0 is marked. I can find it because it's the one intersection with a circle around it, the same notation I saw on Hannah's small map. But on this version, point 0 is not at the edge of the grid. It's not the terminus. It's one intersection among many, positioned roughly in the lower third of the map, somewhat south and west of center. The grid continues past it in every direction. The archive system is larger than point zero, significantly larger. Whatever I've been working toward, whatever Hannah has been working toward for 4 years, it's one location in a network that covers distances I haven't begun to map. I've been treating point zero as the destination, the answer, the place where everything the archive has been withholding will become clear. And it may still be that it may be the most significant intersection in the system for reasons I don't understand yet. But it is not the end of the system. The system doesn't end. I don't know what to do with that yet. I'm filing it and moving on. I need to stay with what I came here for. The southern node. Step 4. The floor at the intersection of the 4 corridors. I'm looking for the crescent. It's here, cut into the center stone, deeper than the others, as if this one was made first or made with more intention. A crescent. Below it, the number 4, and beside the marker on the floor, leaning against the wall at the base of the step 4 crescent, a card already placed, no slot structure down here, just the card left deliberately. I'm picking it up. Under subject, unknown. Under status, active. The same card format as the one in the passage. The same hand. The second investigator reached the southern node before I did. They found step 4. They left their card here, or the archive placed it here when they completed the step. I'm looking at the 4 corridors. North, where I came from. East, west, south. 3 directions I haven't taken. One of them leads toward point zero. The map on the wall shows the grid, and if I orient myself correctly, I can determine which corridor aligns with point zero's position. South and west from this junction. Point zero is south and west. The southern corridor runs directly ahead. West branches left. The southern corridor, then, that's the direction of point zero from this node. The floor of the southern corridor. In the worn stone, in the first few feet before the darkness takes over, scuff marks, recent. The kind of mark a shoe makes on old stone when someone moves quickly or stumbles or turns suddenly. Someone went south, recently enough that the marks are still distinct. The sequence doesn't tell me what to do at step 4. The protocol card ends here. 4 locations, 4 steps, no instruction for what happens when you arrive. Hannah's ledger said the order of entry is required. I've followed the order. I'm at the node, and another investigator is somewhere in the southern corridor ahead of me between this junction and point zero. I'm thinking about what the letter in the locked drawer said. Both of you arriving is required. One alone is not sufficient. I've been reading that as a cooperative condition, that Hannah and I need to reach point zero together, or at least both reach it. But standing here at the junction with evidence that a third investigator is already in the system, I'm less certain what both means. Both as in 2 specific people. Both as in 2 registered investigators at a given time. Both as in something more structural about how point zero functions. The unknown investigator went south. They made the same directional deduction I made. Point zero is south and west. The southern corridor is the correct approach. Either they reasoned it the same way I did, or they had information I don't. If they reach point zero before I do, if they arrive alone, does the location revert? Does the condition fail? Does arriving second mean arriving too late? The hum is loudest here, right here at the center of the 4 corridors, at the crescent marked 4. The archive is most present at this point. Whatever the system is built around, it runs through this junction. I'm standing at the center of it. This isn't a destination, it's a decision.